iPad mouse will actually can be easy to find on the most of your online market stuff. But even though this thing, it doesn't give you anything, even the cold shoe or the tripod mount, the only thing that you get is only the base and its leg or the boot arm or whatever it is. So probably this iPad mount is actually more useless, and also it can be mounted onto the iPad only for doing something else. Like if you want to watch a movie or a series on an iPad, you're probably going to end up finding one of these things and buy it for yourself. But that's not a point for this episode today. And that's because in this review video, I'm going to take you a look at this new Ulanzi U-Pad II. But even though this thing, it is actually an iPad mount that undergoes with smartphones, hence the name of the video. But the most of the cheap iPad mounts can be mounted onto the smartphones, but in this vertical position right here. So, and here's this through the phone, which I'm going to use for this demonstration, for example, which here's what it looks like. So it looks kind of tight squeezed into there. So, but I'm not going to trust it because these things can break very easily. If you put it onto the maximum, it's going to break the entire thing. So I'm not going to trust this thing anyways. And that's because right now I have this. But even though this Ulanzi U-Pad II is going to be an absolute upgrade for my iPad mini 2, which I have on my hand right now. So as you can see here, here's the iPad mini 2 from 8 years ago, which this thing, it was released in 23rd of October 2013, which is like 8 years or 9 years ago now. So, but this thing, it actually works in both 2022 and 2023, and in the next 5 years, this thing, it still works, but unless it didn't break or break. And now, without any further ado, let's get right into its features of what this Ulanzi U-Pad II has. So first of all, it features a prolongable, lightweight, oh well, this thing is actually made out of a pretty strong ABS plastic. And this thing features a cold shoe mount on the top, which is actually demonstrated on the pictures of what is supposed to be the mount itself. And on the side here, you will get this slogan right here. Blog now Ulanzi. Oh yeah, will do, Ulanzi. And on the back of the package there, you will get this demonstration for how to use this iPad mount right here, or mount it onto the smartphone or whatever. This is going to be the part where you need to adjust your size of your iPad, your tablet, or your smartphone, which is going to be depending on your size. And underneath there is the Ulanzi, and on the top as well as Ulanzi. So that's pretty much it for around the package of this thing. And right now I have cut off the seal, so I'm going to get this into an unboxing very easily. And night round. What did I say that again? And right now I have break the seal. And right now I have break the seal, so this box is going to be unboxed very easily. And right now, without any further, let's get this thing out of its box and its existence. Wow, such a luxury packaging. Shut up! But hey, at least we didn't get the manual. But we got this, the actual Ulanzi U-Pad II right here. And on the top, you will get this cold shoe mount on the top, just like what it mentions on the box. And on the bottom there, you will get this a 1/4" screw mount for your tripod, which this thing can be mounted onto every tripod and every other stuff with this 1/4" screw mount on the bottom. And this thing also can be adjusted, so it's going to be depending on your size of your iPad or your tablet or your phone. But even though this thing is actually not suitable for the kind of iPad like this one here, which has a camera on the center there, which is not going to work. But even though if you want to get this thing on to work with this U-Pad II, it is going to be something like this on an empty space, which is going to be like this. Oh well. But I'm not using this tablet anymore, and that's because this thing is running on a shitty Android, and also this thing, the camera is also shitty and filthy. And right now I'm going to mount this thing onto an iPad mini 2 and make sure that you can adjust the knob to adjust the size of your iPad mini 2, which I'm going to mount it onto this U-Pad Mark II right now. So I'm going to adjust the knob to match the size of this iPad mini 2 and make sure that it is tight and secure by testing multiple times. Alright, right now it is tight and secure, so here's what it looks like when it's being mounted onto the U-Pad Mark II. So as you can see here, here's what it looks like. Oh yeah, this thing is going to work. So right now, I'm going to get these two onto the duty to see what the performance of this thing would look like in a nutshell. And right now, without any further, let's cut onto the duty of these two. And right now, the minimal setup is ready to use. So right now I'm going to add the other stuff on it. So I'm going to add the triple coaching mount on the top of this to add more accessories. And also, the focal length of the back camera on this iPad mini 2 is so narrow that I will probably going to supply the wire lens on it. So right now I'm going to borrow from this Samsung A7, which I'm currently using on right now. And this is a Leica LQ027, which is a 0.45x wide angle into macro, which I bought this like 7 months ago now. I literally got this back in August 2021, which is probably the one of the absolute upgrades that I have for my Samsung A7, and probably I'm going to use it with my iPad mini 2 too. And here's what it looks like. And here's the triple costume mount that I have mentioned earlier, which it is this another Ulanzi brand stuff. So right now I'm going to apply it onto this iPad or the smartphone mount. So make sure it is tight and secure. And boom, you got it. Triple costume mount on the top instead of just one. Alright, and right now I'm going to open the camera app to start everything up. One. Oh, there it goes. And right now, let the real camera test on an iPad mini 2 by within the wire lens begin. So what do I actually thought about this Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II iPad mount? Definitely. Yes, please. And that's because this Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II is going to be compatible with the most of the iPads, the normal tablets, or even larger than that. It would be compatible with this Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II. And also I actually did the test performance on smartphones, which I actually test with my personal phone, which is my OnePlus 6T. And also I'm just going to keep you in mind for one last time that my OnePlus 6T is actually not the OnePlus 6T. It is actually the sensor name for this phone. So I'm not going to spoil its real name until I get this thing reviewed in the future episodes. So right now, it is stay tuned for the future episodes. I will be reviewing my personal phone, which right now I'm using for like almost 1 year now. Which right now I can't show it to you guys right now because right now it's standing right over there on my messy desk. And also inside the clamp, you will get this warning sign on the back there. Is that please adjust the knob properly and carefully when clamping onto the smartphone or the tablet, which I will probably do if I want to mount something else onto this. And here's what it mentions about the adjustable knob. So here's what it looks like. And I really like this high quality adjustable knob, which is going to be slide all the way up or all the way down to adjust the size of your tablet or your smartphone you're using. So this thing is going to be in the multi-purposes. And also this thing is going to be the grip handle when you use on your smartphone or on the smaller tablets like this iPad mini 2 right here, which it is going to be a handle grip, or even this thing is going to be replacement for the F mount. But this time this thing is actually an E mount. But this thing is going to be breaking all the rules of an ordinary iPad mount, which it doesn't give you anything, it just gives you nothing. The only one good benefit about this Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II is that but when you press this button here, but while something is actually mounted onto it, for example this iPad mini 2, it is going to be the actual quick release for your iPad, so you can remove the iPad from the mount very easily. So now I'm going to press this button here to let it go all the way down to the actual size of the iPad or even further away. And quickly remove it from this Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II, the iPad mount. Huh, how cool is that? So this thing is actually going to be act as the quick release from the clamp on your iPad or even on your smartphone. So this thing is actually pretty easy to use. So you're probably not going to waste your time that much to use with your F mount or the other phone mounts, which it has a screw in to tighten things up, it's ready to use. But this thing just clamp it on to almost everything. So this thing is going to be work on all of the devices. For example, an iPad, a tablet, or a smartphone. Alright, that's pretty much it for the Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II iPad smartphone mount. This thing is going to be undergoes with most of the smartphones and also is going to be compatible with the most of the iPads. And so, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Share this video if you want to. And also, what do you think about this Ulanzi U-Pad Mark II? Just leave something in the comments. Oh well, and we'll see you guys later. All around the world, including something else. With that, so thank you guys for watching. Comment and subscribe, share this video if you want to for optional, and I will see you guys later in the next review episode or the next video or whatever it is. Bye.